Hi everybody, it's Dandruff with your news cartridge for Thursday, September 22nd, 2016. Just a quick correction to yesterday's show. The Sims City Living DLC I mentioned is not out until November 1st. I've got a great show for you today. It's going to be on the shorter side, but it's great because it begins with Star Wars. The most recent patch to Battlefront removed the ability to play a Stormtrooper without their helmet. Surprisingly, the community is overwhelmingly pleased with this change, and while I don't play the game, I do agree with the decision because Stormtroopers never remove their helmet. The PC requirements for Resident Evil 7 have been detailed, and all in all, not too bad. And just like that, it's time for release announcements, and our first one being a last-minute delay of Firewatch in both Europe and Australia. Its delay in Europe is due to a ratings issue and should release on September 30th. In Australia, it's due to a classification issue, and no exact date was given. Getting updated later this week is ReCore, which should address the long loading times on Xbox One. Oceanhorn, Monster of the Uncharted Seas is a Legend of Zelda tribute game and is getting ported to PS Vita. The God game, known as Reus, is coming to PS4 and Xbox One on October 14th. Donkey Kong Country Returns has come to Wii U Virtual Console, and finally for teasers, Threewave is a Half-Life mod which Valve themselves worked on a long time ago. It was discovered to be non-functioning, and recently Valve News Network worked on it for months just to get it in a playable state. As always, you can find a link to download it in the description down below, as well as links for sources for all of today's stories. Do you have an Oculus Rift and want to know how much the touch controllers will cost? And why does CD Projekt Red want us to kill their servers? Find out all this and more on today's news cartridge. A while back, I had made a big deal about the Oculus Rift's price tag of $600 US. Then the Vive released with its price tag of $800, and no one was surprised. Today, the Oculus Touch controllers went on pre-order in Europe, and they carry the price tag of 189 British pounds, which is roughly $250 US. The North American price has yet to be confirmed or even mentioned for that matter, but even if it were $50 less, which it probably will be, that still puts the cost of full room VR at $800 regardless of which headset you choose. And don't forget, you will still need to get another positional tracker for your Rift. No idea on how much the price of that's gonna be. I'm not surprised by this at all. VR is a new technology and therefore it's not cheap. What do you think of the price of the Oculus Touch? Is it too much, or are you willing to pay $200 for controllers and think that it's nice to have the option to not have to if you don't want them? Let me know in the comment section down below. Up next, some sad news for the players of the fan-made Pokémon Uranium. What you have now is all you're going to get. The team behind development solemnly announced today they could no longer continue work on Pokémon Uranium and removed all download links from their site. The developers released a statement today saying the project has gone as far as it can, and therefore any work on the project has been halted, but not before thanking the community for all of their support. This is another case of Nintendo strikes again, but to be fair, they are well within their rights because projects like this do jeopardize their intellectual property. After it's all said and done, 1.5 million people downloaded the game, which took more than 9 years to create. And I'm sure that if you still want, you can find Pokemon Uranium out there somewhere on the internet. I just don't know where. In the quick spot today is a trailer for Rocket League. Psyonix announced today a new arena called the Aquadome, taking rocket-propelled RC car soccer to places it's never been before. Under the sea! And as always, it's free to all players. Along with the new arena is new DLC, and included are 2 new cars, the Triton and the Proteus. I love the little arms on the Proteus. Rocket League's Aquadome update is coming sometime next month. Finally today, another developer doing all the right things, CD Projekt Red. They're hosting a stress test for their upcoming Gwent card game on both September 23rd and September 27th, and the way they're advertising it definitely caught my eye. They've invited everyone to kill their servers. Now, normally, killing a server refers to overloading it so much that it's forced to either restart or it just freezes. And normally, this is a bad thing. But CDPR wants this to happen, all in the name of stress testing their servers to make sure they can handle the launch. Just to be clear, this is not a beta. Deck building will not be functional. If you want to sign up for the stress test and the beta, there's a link down below. One last thing, though, if you don't get into the stress test, then you still have a chance on getting into the beta beta, and vice versa. If you do get into the stress test, there's a chance you might not get into the beta. So, good luck to either way to all those who signed up. I signed up, and you should too, because it's a chance at playing a new game for free. Well, wouldn't you know, it's time for tomorrow's game releases. For PC, Harmonia, Mad Father, Pitch Hit, Swordmaster VR, Containment Initiative, Tribalpocalypse VR, Bus Tycoon ND Night and Day, Children of a Dead Earth, Bit Slap, Cranium Conundrum, Tentacult, Villtown, Sinfinity, Tailwind, and Bow Mage. For Xbox One, Forza Horizon 3, and Eventide Slavic Fable. Thank you very much, everybody. This has been News Cartridge. I am Dandruff. I will see you tomorrow, and I renamed my iPod Titanic. It syncs much better now.